Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.
A break in the clouds means that we can get out here and do a bit of dowsing and testing the lines, because this morning, and we are on the 29th, I think, could be 28th, thank you, 28th, and there was an M flare this morning, 1.8, not a big one, and it wasn't coming in the direction of the Earth, so, you know, it's going out to the side. But there's something very interesting that's going on with that as well. You'll be able to see that M flare going up there with the with all the you know, the X-ray flux that we can see. So you can see those two little flares. There may have been another one coming after it, because they usually come in threes, a bit like London buses. You know, so they come in these sort of threes, and so there might be another one that's coming out at the moment. But it came out in a direction that was not heading towards Earth. It's heading out the front of Earth. And on these spirals that you will now see, this is what the flare of prediction is about. It will show where that flare is going in the solar system. And it's cutting through that green line that is just there, which is a little bit like the plus and the minus to a battery, if you like. That's the best way to describe it very quickly. And but there's a nice little one coming in. There's a nice big arm coming in behind it, and it's actually disturbing the arm in front. So what you might get is that arm picks up a bit of speed, and that's what we call the galactic plane. So we go in between these galactic plane, going up and down through that. I'll try and show that on a video, and every time we go through it, it's like going over a humpback bridge. You know, like a little bridge that's really quite thin. Hey, you know, you get that sensation with inside your whole sort of body. And I think the well goes through it. You can get like a geomagnetic storm in that process. The reason I'm telling you all this is because when that happens, obviously, that will affect the vibration of the Earth, and effectively that will affect your vibration, my vibration, everybody's vibration. In the sense of earthquakes at the moment, we were talking last time about the rhythm of the Earth, and it was sort of saying the solstice, it was talking about the root chakra a lot and getting back into the rhythms of life and stuff like that. And this is really important, because that galactic sheet that goes round that gives us that whoa sensation, that comes around every 2 weeks, about every 15 days. Now, I don't know if you guys are astrologers out there, but what's every 15 days? 50 every 15 days. So that's like splitting the sign into two, between a plus and the minus vibration. So you get the vibrations of the sun that are affecting everything, including star signs and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see what you guys see, because as it comes through, that's going to be coming through, that next arm will be coming through on the 1st of January, so New Year's Day. In between time, we've had that X flare come through. So is there a change between today, the 28th, and yesterday, which was Monday, the 27th? Do you feel any different? Is today different from yesterday? It was for me personally. It was like you'd just come off a ride, and you've on the fun fair, and you're feeling great. That was what the 23rd, 24th, and say, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, by the way. Although, you know, I'm much more of a solstice kind of person myself. I celebrated my Christmas sort of 4 days beforehand. And, so, you know, as we come off that ride, you've got to line up for another ride. And you get a bit bored and waiting around for that. So it's a bit like that, you know what I mean? It was like that, you know, wanting to get on. And today, the energy's changed, the vibration has changed, and things are moving on again. It's like being caught in a traffic jam sometimes, and then you get a bit of free movement and it gets a bit blocked up. That's what it's been feeling like. So I've just come down here to Aldington Church, and as you can see behind me there, the beautiful thing, you know, and so I was just coming down here to sort of douse the line and feel the line and see what we feel. So see what the frequencies are, see what the sort of the sequences of energies are, and see if there's any sort of messages coming through. And obviously, it'd be good to hear how it's been going with you guys over the last week. How did you feel Christmas? And I'm not necessarily talking about Christmas. I'm talking about how did you feel? Was the energy light? Was it easy? you know, and stuff like that? Did you feel that the world was helping you? It should have been, making it a little bit more relaxed about Christmas, rather than being frantically running around everywhere, you know. So if you were running around frantically everywhere, then, you know what I mean, obviously that M flare before Christmas really got your goats going, as it were, you know. Anyway, let's go onto the line. I've just done the line dowsing, which you could probably now see here, and I just want to step fully into it and down here. So it's 24-25, so it's reasonably quite large actually. You know, it doesn't, with M flares, it will increase it by a pace, maybe 2 and stuff like that, and it'd be feeling a little bit more vibrant and stuff like that, which could be a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing. It depends on each one of us and how we're having that interaction and in that experience with the world around us. I got my hat on because it is a bit cold out here. It's been a bit windy and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get back onto that line. So I'm just going to connect with the line now. So there we go. We're connecting with it now. Just waiting for the frequency to come through. That's really good. As I just connected with the line, the sun seems to have picked up in intensity, which is really nice. Thank you. Okay, so we're back up to that third eye and throat. It does go down to the root, right down the bottom. It's a lot slower than it was at Solstice. And then it's rising back up to the plexus solis, or the solar plexus. That's really nice. And the heart, this is where that heart's now kicking in, where over the Solstice it was like in the background and it was a little bit under stress. And then back up to the throat. Crown and root to the solar plexus. To the throat again, it really doesn't want to go back to the source. And there it is, back to the source now. So, went third eye, root, solar plexus, heart, and then it went to the crown and the root again. Then it came back to the solar plexus, back to the third eye and throat, and then came back to itself. So a lot of third eye. So it is. It'd be a good week to start putting ideas down on paper. This is what it's sort of saying. If you can flow with that energy, if you've got ideas that you've been running around in your head for some time, this week is a good week to put it down on paper, or actually just start something. You know, we try and anticipate the best we can, but once we start doing it, all of a sudden it becomes a lot more evident and obvious what we should be doing. So then we move into that and start letting the energies flow us through. So it actually helps us. So rather than trying to sit down and think over this, you know, what we should be doing, if you're doing that, the energy is going to be you're going to be fighting against the energy. So you're going to find it difficult to have clear thoughts and stuff like that. But if you can then just turn around and sort of say, okay, now I've had those thoughts, and what I've had over the last 2 or 3 months, you know, let things come back to the surface. If you need to put things in order, maybe even put them down on paper and stuff like that, so you can see it clearly, it will give you that roadmap of heading off to what you want to be doing. And the energy will be helping you. You'll feel yourself being pushed and pulled along that path. And when you do that, that's getting back into that rhythm about energy. And when you get back into those rhythms, it's like you've got, you know, it's like you've got all your substitutes on the bench. They're all playing on the field. You know, you've got it's like being in that crowd, supporting your team and helping your team get past. That's what the energy's doing at the moment. It's really trying to sort of say, come on, it's tough for us all, and we're going to be feeling every little jolt and jidder in the system because the energy is really tight at the moment. It's not in abundance, that is for sure, because we're heading towards this pole shift. So that's another thing that we can go into at some point. But anyway, back to this rhythm here. It's doesn't matter what you do, just get it out and put it down. You know, you may want to do like a big painting or something like that. it may be a case that this week here, you've got to get the paint. If you get the paint, then it becomes obvious that you've got to actually then do some bit of painting. So this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be massive steps here. This is just getting those things that are inside which you can see inside your third eye and your throat, so you can express it in one way or another. And if you do, nature and her natural rhythms will be having your back. You know what I mean? It could be great. I'm not going to waddle on too long, okay? The funny thing, one last thing, there was a lot of earthquakes in the crown chakra up by Mount Kailash, yeah? So, which is, the root and the crown is the same chakra. They're not two different chakras, people. Get over it. So if you're playing with the crown, you're automatically playing with your root. So when the earth is talking about the root chakra, it's saying to you, convert those ideas into solid things now, because you're out of your crown and into your root. Yeah? If you didn't get that, come and see me sometime. We'll do a workshop together. All right? Take it easy. That has been your energy update. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do share. Please do comment and everything like that. If everybody gets on the same page or within the similar sort of page, it's going to be a lot easier for everybody. So let's get this message out there. All right? In the meantime, take it easy and enjoy.
Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.